This is our family up here, our beautiful kids, our oldest Maddie, our son River, our other son Ryder, and our baby Mercy. Guys, that's our purpose. That was our reason to start AdvoCare. They are the crux of our story, the ones that we did all of this for. And your story is powerful. For us, it was what we shared with people to help them see hope for themselves. You see, you can use a lot of tactics to knock on the door of someone's heart, but it's your story that's going to be the key that unlocks it.
Yeah, and this weekend you're not going to hear anyone train you on a pitch in AdvoCare. We can't teach you a door-to-door salesman type pitch because that's not the kind of company we are. We're a person-to-person, relationship-oriented business, and we just share our life and share our experience in AdvoCare with others, and then we invite them to join us in the journey. So when I'm explaining to a new distributor how to package your story, I usually will say, it's kind of your elevator version. If you walked into an elevator, you want to be able to share your story with someone, and by the time you get to the top floor, you should be done. You don't want to be following that person off of the elevator. And so to bring that to life, we decided to make a funny video for you guys on what not to do.
This is great. This is great. This is so practical.
AdvoCare, I keep seeing that all over the place. What is that? Oh yeah, AdvoCare. It's more like football. Really, what it is you know, right? So I first heard about AdvoCare in June. Sorry. So it was like 2 weeks after we had our baby. So I get started on 24 DC. I get straight to advisor like a pay period later, and then it's rookie B, silver, gold, and now here I am, 3-star. Alright, Drew Brees is our national spokesperson. He takes like muscle fuel, muscle gain, catalyst, bar, hydrate, probably the DB9 bar, plan, biocharge, spark. Man, this thing, it has Garcinia Cambogia. You know that, right? Isoleucine. You better believe it's got your fructose oligosaccharides in there. It's your constipated. Before? Here, the website, all the products. Look at that. Look at that. See here, I don't like this flavor, so stay away from that. You know what? Why don't you just go to the website? You can find it all there. Your friend's gonna want one. Your mom's gonna want one. Your sister? She's gonna want one. Wait. Aren't you on 9? Well, yeah, but it's okay. I need to tell you some more story.
Wait, the riboflavin.
I'm so scared.
Now seriously, I want to see hands. Who's guilty of doing some of those things? All right, now who's guilty of doing a lot of those things? Yeah, us too. That's kind of part of it. So just so everybody knows, all the actors in there, and director, and writer, and editor, we're all AdvoCare distributors. Just to make sure you all know that. Shout out to Alec Hilliard out there for the editing. Good job, buddy. So obviously we had some fun with that, but what we want to show you is kind of the other side of the coin, what it could look like.
Hey man, what's this AdvoCare I keep seeing all over the place?
Oh, it's a nutritional supplement. It's weight loss, energy, sports performance. It also has a business opportunity side. Have you ever heard of Spark?
It's like energy stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, we started drinking that, my wife and I, back in January 2010, and My sister and her husband started telling us about it because they had great results from it. We watched him lose weight, and we saw them start earning income with it. So we got started on the products, and my wife lost her baby weight. I gained energy. After a few months, we started sharing with friends and family, and yeah, just last month we earned over $4,500, all from AdvoCare. So yeah, it's been really incredible. Just helping other people have great results on product and even earning some extra income.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who doesn't need more hair? I'm gonna drag it.
Actually, well, here, I actually have an extra spark. Just keep one with me. I'd love to give it to you, and if I can get your number, I'll text you, and if you enjoyed it, I'll just follow up with you, and I can just tell you a little bit more about it.
Man, that's awesome. We're actually on the floor right now. You're going up to 9, right?
Right.
Mind if I just ride with you and just get some more information now?
Absolutely. Wait for it.
Oh, man.
Too much fun.
So, guys, you can tell that, that obviously there's a difference, but you know what? Before even telling your story, one of the things that you had the opportunity to do is set the atmosphere. You set the atmosphere before you even open your mouth. When you approach somebody that you want to share your story with. And one of the best ways you can do it is just by smiling. I remember a training that Bob Donnelly did about smiling and having that big grin, and it was something that resonated with me because I used to be a preacher, and I'd come off stage and feeling good about myself, and Liz would say, "Are you mad?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "You just look mad up there." And I realized it's because I have a naturally frowny face. So look, if you can zoom in here on me, look at my face here. See that? My resting face is a frown. So I literally have to walk around all the time with this big smile, and people think I'm weird, but hey, at least I think I'm happy and not mad at it. You can start a lot of conversation just by smiling, because people are curious, why are you so happy? And then another thing that comes into play is eye contact. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people even myself been guilty of talking to somebody and just kind of being distracted by everything else around instead of taking the time to look into their eyes to connect with them. That is such a huge deal. I use jokes and humor and things like that when I'm talking to somebody. And to me, it's like my personality, and it breaks the ice for me to be able to talk. But when I get to the message of AdvoCare, when I get to the reason why we do this, I change my countenance and I stare them directly in the eyes, and I tell them with passion the reason why I'm doing this and the reason why I think it would be a good thing for them. Because I don't want somebody to hear my message diluted by humor, and I don't want somebody to think this is anything but absolute serious business that could change their life.
Yeah, and another part of the atmosphere that you set is, are you friendly? Are you willing to just linger? I don't know if you guys are like me, but I'm a very mission-minded person. I've got to go here, I've got to go there, and so it's very natural to just walk into one place and walk out, drop my daughter off and walk out. But if we would be willing to just slow down and, like Rob said, smile at people and start conversations, it's so much easier to get into your AdvoCare story. So, just an example of that, I was at the grocery store, and the woman that was checking me out, she was just kind of going through the motions, and she asked me if I needed ice, like they always do, and I said, yeah, and I just kind of was friendly and said, for some reason my refrigerator sometimes gives me ice and sometimes doesn't, and just by opening up a little bit, she started telling me, all of a sudden her countenance changed. She started telling me about her refrigerator. If we're just willing to open up and talk to people, you'll be amazed at how they'll talk back. Last week I was taking my daughter to her ballet class, and there's always that moment, all the parents are watching our daughters do ballet, and there's that awkward silence, and I just decided, you know what, every week I'm just going to be the person that breaks the awkward silence. And so I just start talking to someone, and last week I was talking to one of the moms, and for that 45 minutes, about 40 of those minutes, I just talked to her and asked her questions and connected with her, and I even ended up asking her to, friend me on Facebook, and she did it right there. And then it just organically led me into telling my quick 30-second story in AdvoCare. She asked me a couple of questions, I answered them, but it really was not that long. 2 days later, we look at our report, someone has signed up and bought 2 24-day challenges. It was the woman I met in ballet class. So just be willing to take that time to linger, to be friendly with others.
Absolutely. And another big part of, again, just setting that atmosphere and when you're telling your story is to stay genuine and not aggressive. Because people can tell very quickly when you're just all over them. And guys, I know that you guys are going to leave here hyped up, ready to go, and you're going to want to tell everybody. I mean, I feel sorry for the staff at AT&T Stadium. I feel sorry for the people in the parking lot. I know y'all are all going to go get after all of it, but you got to temper yourself. You're not wanting people to drink from the fire hose. You know, I mean, it's too much. You want to be genuine with them. You want to connect with them. You want them to know that you care about them. And you know, a simple example of that is just a little while ago, Liz and I were at the mall and we ran into one of my former youth students that was in my youth group, and now he's married and has 2 kids. It makes me feel nice and old. But we ran into him and we connected. We started talking. We were asking questions and just having a great moment. And they knew we did AdvoCare. They followed us on social media, but we didn't bring it up, even though I knew that they could use the products and use the business. That was not the moment. That was not the time. But Liz got Matt's wife's phone number, plugged it in. We called them, had them over for dinner, and when they were coming over, Liz and I talked to each other. We said, all right, if AdvoCare comes up, great. If it doesn't, great. We still get to connect with our friends. And of course, they came over, they met our family, they saw the products everywhere. They enjoyed that time, and by the end of it, they were excited about AdvoCare because they brought it up and they were asking questions. And they knew that we truly cared about them because of the time we spent together. So I can't encourage you enough. Be genuine with this message and don't be overly aggressive.
All right, so if you don't already, go ahead and take out your journal because I'm going to give you the 4 points to your story. This is going to be brief, but it's going to be powerful, and it's going to be about your personal life. So number 1, you got the clicker. Number 1 is where you were. Where you were in AdvoCare. Now, this is not where you were physically standing when you heard about AdvoCare. This is where you were in your life. What was missing that made you be drawn to AdvoCare? For me and Rob, I had 4 babies in 5.5 years, and I had about 15 stubborn pounds of baby weight that I needed to lose. And I lacked energy. I needed energy, and truthfully, I needed nutrition. I didn't know how to eat right. But financially, Rob was a youth pastor, and I was in retail, and we were barely getting time together, and we were very financially tight. So you guys see how I just gave it real to you. I mean, I got really honest about where I was and just